you can actually turn them off and on. This is crazy. It's like a light, ready to use, no battery, no electricity. They even have some cool properties. Welcome to German Proper. In this video, I will tell you everything about Snaplights. So today I'm going to talk about Snaplights. As you maybe have seen them in your life, whether you were in the military or somewhere else. Some of them come with those rubber bands. It's hard to see. So you can hang them somewhere. So, how do they work? First off, they work because they have two chemicals inside. An activator and a catalyzer, if that's the correct name for it. Well, there are different sizes for them. There are the super small ones. Then there are smaller ones, medium-sized ones like those, big ones. This is what I would consider as big already. There are even thicker ones. They are really thick. They give off a lot of light. These ones are the thickest that I could find yet. They're the giant ones. I have a giant one, but I'm not gonna show them right now. They are quite expensive a piece. So yeah. So first off, sizes, okay, they come in all sizes. These like super small, like even smaller than a AAA battery. Then there are super huge ones, like 10, 12 inches long and up to 1.5 inch wide. So really, really big ones. They can illuminate a whole room. Colors. There are almost every color. They come in red, yellow, orange, blue, green, purple. They come in mixed colors. At some shops you can even buy them as infrared or UV light. So they even can generate UV light. This is crazy. It's like a light ready to use, no battery, no electricity. Though it has a trade-off. They have a best before date, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing, in my opinion, which makes these not good in some kind of way. So the thing is, how to use them and what colors should I use? Well, if you're planning on going into a vacation, if you use them for spying on your neighbor, for example, with your military club, I don't know. No, seriously. If you don't want to get seen, use red or infrared. If you need a light which lasts as long as possible, use the green ones, because the green light is the one that our eye is most what's it called? Sensitive. Our eyes are the most sensitive for green light. So the green lights will last a few hours longer. They actually all last the same, but green light can be detected more easily by our eyes. So they seemingly glow longer. And green light is such a good visible light that even if it's a completely dark room, okay, where you see nothing and you snap these, it's bright. I tested that for myself. It doesn't work on camera. I would need professional camera equipment to simulate the eyes, properties, so I can show it to you one-to-one. That's not possible. I'm recording this in 1920 by 1080 in 60 FPS. I think probably 30, I'm not sure. And yeah, so Snaplights. Red if you don't want to get seen, infrared if you want to get seen even less. Green if you want to have a good light to illuminate a bigger area, or if you want to get seen as a signal light, same counts for yellow and orange. Orange is a very soothing, relaxing color, so in an emergency situation it could also help to snap an orange light for your kids as a night light or something like that. You know, as I said before, no electricity needed, no battery, nothing else. It's just a chemical which in most cases nowadays is not toxic, and it's a two-component chemical when mixed, of course. But there are two components inside which are separated because there's a glass ampule in it which has the color and the basic chemical inside, and the catalyzer is, I don't know if the catalyzer is out or inside. That's something I have to look for. But basically if they mix, they create a super small reaction that is slightly exothermic, minimal exothermic, but gives off most of the light in the visible electromagnetic spectrum. So it should be even more efficient than an LED, in theory. I can imagine, at least. Somebody please calculate that for me. I'm not a professor in this, but I think they are even more efficient than LED lights in terms of, you know, output and in terms of efficiency, like chemical to light energy ratio, kind of like that. So costs of those, for example, this one is about $1. They come in variant sizes. Some can cost $2, but between $1 and $2 is the medium size, like this one. The super small ones for camping or fishing, you can put them onto your how's it called? That little ball in front of the hook, which tells you where the hook is on the water. You can put a mini snaplight there to indicate where your floater, is it floater? Is it named floater? I think so. I don't know. In Germany we call it Schwimmer. One-to-one translation would be floater or swimmer. Tell me if that's right. I'm still learning, so comments are open for y'all guys. The medium ones, $1 to $2. The small ones between 10 and 50 cents, depending on the size. There are super small ones. I got some for 4 cents. As I say, they're only half the diameter of a AAA battery. Then there are super big ones. As I told in the beginning, they can last for 2 days because they give off a larger amount of light. So they are not brighter, but they give off more light over a bigger area. So they seemingly last longer, even if the chemical reaction stays the same speed. They even have some cool properties, which I will show you in this video after. Yeah, I will show that to you. And yeah, how long do they last? Well, between 6 and 12 hours, depending on the quality and the surrounding temperature. If it's warmer, the chemical reaction can be faster. In tropical areas, in hot areas, those snaplights last between 6 and 8 hours before they go below 50% illumination power. In cold areas, they might not even glow at all, so you need to warm them up. And you can achieve that by rubbing them. No, I'm not doing that movement now. At a certain temperature, some below 0, they already get pretty dark and they last longer. The hotter it is, the brighter they are, but the less long they glow. The colder it is, the longer they glow, but the less light they produce. So the ideal temperature in which they are tested, like every industrial product, is 20 degrees centigrade, which is a standard norm in Europe and all countries which use the metric system, I guess. So I don't know what 20 degrees centigrade is in Fahrenheit. I don't know. I think it might be 56 Fahrenheit, 57. Where do I use them? Well, the military uses them to mark their specific units, mostly with infrared or normal red ones, to read cards. When they looked at today, a lot of this stuff works by using those GPS panels that you can strap on your arm. Special units, some have them, for example, SEALs or spec op units have them on their backpack, so they can see where their soldiers are, so nobody gets lost in the water, basically. Some don't use that. It depends on the importance of the mission and if it's a stealth mission or not. So you can't overly tell who used, but basically the military uses them. You can use them for blackout. You can use them for if you're searching something, lost items, if you're going on a camping or a trekking tour with your friends, to mark everybody's backpack or jacket, so it's easy for you to see where your buddies are. For example, the police, or in an emergency to see if there's any contamination. If you don't have UV light at home, these are a good alternative. The best before date of those is between 5 and 15 years. I have made a discovery that the green ones last the longest. The red ones are okay. The blue ones, they don't glow at all after 10 years, nearly. I don't know any other color yet. I just tested red, yellow, green and some blues. But I can tell you the green ones are the best for the most cases. The red ones and the infrared ones are, as I said before, good for stealth missions, stealth stuff if you don't want to get seen, or if you do hiding camping, stealth camping, whatever illegal things you might do. I don't recommend going stealth camping. Do it on your own risk. In some places it's illegal or dangerous because of the wildlife. In Germany we have some places when you get caught stealth camping, illegal camping, you have to pay up to 25,000 euros. It goes to you if you do it or not. Why are they better in some cases? Well, LEDs are bright. LEDs don't have this gloomy, all surrounding illumination. This is like a very diffused light. It gives off light in all directions, so it's hard to see from far away, but it's easy to see if you're close. And this is the main purpose which they were made for. Close range illumination. For emergencies, basically. Okay. They are cold, they don't get warm. And well, as I said before, they have some disadvantages. In cold weather, they don't glow as much. Or they glow really long, but not as bright. And you can't, well, you can, but you normally can't you can't make them to go off and go on again. So if you snap them one time, they're completely dead. Like you have to snap them, and then you go for 12 hours depending on your surrounding temperature, and then they're just glowing darker and darker and darker. It's exponentially flattening out, so they glow for a week or even 2 until it's too weak for the eye to witness. The brightest is the first 15 minutes. Then the first 2 hours is the next, like 90%, 80% after 2 hours, and less than 50% after, I would say, 12 hours. Okay. There's a liquid inside which reacts with iron ions. Not all of them, but some of them. It depends on which chemicals they're based on. You can use the chemical inside. I don't know which one it is. I know that they use hydrogen peroxide for the reaction as one component. I'm not sure what the other component is. If there's blood sprinkles on the ground and they get wiped away so you don't see them anymore, one of those 2 liquids, I'm not sure which one it was, you can Google that up, can make even cleaned blood stains visible. So if you pour the liquid onto an area which is seemingly clean, you still see the shape of the blood splatters and stuff like that. Some police units, crime scene detectives use this chemical or similar chemicals to see which if there was something hurt or somebody hurt, or if there was somebody bleeding. That's another hidden purpose of those things. The second one is you can actually turn them off and on. Not by snapping them again or something like that, but if they're on and you don't need them anymore, well, in a power outage that doesn't work, except if you're living in a really cold environment, you can put them in the freezer, and the negative temperatures will cause the reaction to slow down so much that they seemingly stop. Well, they still glow, but the reaction is so slow that the light they give off is basically nothing, less than 1%. And if you need them again, you can put them out of the freezer, take them out of the freezer, and you can warm them up again, and they glow again, minus the time you have used them before. So if you let them glow for 3 hours, put them in the freezer, would be 3.5 hours, and then you can, I would say, a week to a month. I never tested it personally, but I know that it works. It is a thing. Yeah, so you can use them twice or even 3 times or 4 times, depending on how much you use them for. If you're hiking, camping, fishing, and you don't use them anymore after your fishing trip, you can put them in the freezer, take them out next time. They're not as bright as before, of course, but in the middle of the night, it won't make a difference. You still see them, especially if you use the green ones, as I told you before, because green is the best color for our eyes to be seen. Okay. How do you store them? Well, I would recommend to store them in a cool, dry place as everything else. Like, store them where your food is stored as well. Cool, dry place. The chemicals inside break down after time. That's why they have this MHD, the best before date. Nothing else to say about that. Better you freeze them. Make sure they don't explode. but I think freezing them slows everything down. So freezing things is never a wrong option if you have enough space in your freezer. You can even buy a freezer to fill it up with Snaplights. If you need them in a blackout, they're freshly to go even after 10 years. I bet, I don't know, I have never tested it, but I think, you know, reactions slow down in cold environments, so I guess breakdown of chemicals will also slow down in a cold environment. Yeah, that's basically it. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe the channel, activate the bell so you don't miss anything, and yeah, see you next time. Stay tuned and be prepared.